Another lost day, another lost year, another chopped onion to cover up the tears, another dream dead, another loss on the books, another fat guy cooks.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Another Fat Guy Cooks. I am your fat guy, Andy Baker, and today we are going to be doing crime and nourishment with the lovely Rara Imler. Say hello, Rara.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, fucking surviving.
Yeah. I mean, we've just gone into another lockdown here, so I'm literally sat in a small county that's surrounded by 4 other counties who are in the highest tier of lockdown.
Ooh.
So I'm okay, but I can't go anywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm under siege at the moment by the fucking ravenous plague army. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, you know, we're sat on our asses making content, occasionally making a little bit of money, so who can fucking complain, really?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, I still have my job is open, but I'm like not going in that often. I'm going in like once a week, and I'm like, hopefully, this Patreon thing works out. For people that don't know, like my day job is I'm a stripper. So my club is open. Most of the clubs are open in Atlanta, but it's very weird right now. Very weird atmosphere.
What's the clientele like at the moment? I mean, compared
Shitty.
to... Yeah.
Well, like when we first opened back up a couple months ago, it was great. Everyone was like really chill. Everyone was like, giving us a bunch of money because they were just all cooped up, and they're like, oh, thank God the clubs are open. Let me go spend all this money and da da da. And now it's going back. Now it's like circling back around to like this really weird parasitic kind of parasocial thing where like they've gotten like all stingy and weird, and like they'll come in and they'll just want to talk to you, but they won't give you any money, and you're just like, I don't like this at all.
So they're basically just saving up all of their bullshit and then coming in once a week to unload it on you and give you nothing.
Yeah, and like the worst thing is, so my club, it requires a mask for the employees, but once the customers come into the club, they can take theirs off. So it's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And also like it makes us all the, workers nervous, but also we keep because of all this, we're like attracting people that don't believe in COVID, and people that like people that are just like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like all these like rich people that are just like, can like afford to get sick and shit like this. And you're just like sitting there, drinking your fucking champagne, and you're like, I want to fucking stab you. I want to like break this and like stab you with it.
Well, I'd say stay safe, but it sounds like you don't really have much of a choice at the moment.
I mean, I'm just staying as safe as possible, doing the mask thing, I'm not going anywhere else besides like work and errands. And then, whoever is in my pod right now will see me occasionally, but yeah, it's been, I have it lucky though. I'm very lucky compared to a lot of people. So I'm very blessed. So, but like, yeah, I get bored, and I want to like take a break from what I'm doing. So I'm glad that you asked me to do this, because this is a lot of fun.
You're on death row. You've committed a terrible, terrible crime. What's the crime you've committed to get here?
Okay, so the year is 2030, and I am found guilty of murdering a robot dog cop when it attempts to ticket me for loitering. So...
Okay, who makes the robot? I assume these are Amazon.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, they might be like Tesla brand robot dog cops, actually.
So this is like an extension of sort of companies as people now.
Right.
Company property is now also people.
So... Right. But then also the worst elements of the animal rights movements leaked into the technocracy, and so now like robot animals are considered animals, so any crimes against them are considered punishable by death.
The idea of Robo Peter just terrifies me. that's just fucking awful.
Like, it's coming. Like, this is a neoliberal hell we're all waiting for, right? Like, Just like,
The
yeah,
Conservatives
not only
were
did
right.
you not only did you murder an officer, you murdered a robot dog officer. So
Right. Well,
like,
obviously it's a dog, which everybody loves, the internet loves. So yeah, you're
yeah.
fucked.
And the jury is full of white people,
Oh,
white women
absolutely.
specifically.
Yeah.
They love their dogs.
And dogs way more important than people, and especially people of color.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially like poor women of color, right?
Oh God, absolutely.
Yeah, so I like fucked with them there. Anyway, so the robot dog cop union, they really wanted to make an example of me. So they bribed the DA, who was planning to run as Henry Kissinger's vice president. Kissinger's still alive. He's not reanimated. He's just still alive in 2030.
Still alive. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
he's gonna outlive us all. That's how evil works.
They do just go on. Spite just keeps you going.
They just go. I mean,
Yeah.
what was it? Okay, John, you know who John McCain is, I'm
Yes.
assuming. British people are much more aware of American politicians than we are
Then
of
the
your
other way around.
politicians.
Yeah.
But John McCain's mom just died was it like a week or 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
And she was 108. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw pictures of like Trump's parents before they died. And they just looked like they just looked like puppets from a kid's TV show that had just been left under a truck.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible.
Yeah, rich people, they live forever, but they just look more and more. I mean, I don't think anyone looks good at 90, but I think there's a way to probably not look super creepy. And whatever it is, they're not doing it. They just look like crypt keepers.
They look like they're
racist
being
crypt
kept
keepers.
alive by the screams of children.
Yeah.
Like that's yeah. Okay, so you're being executed tomorrow because
Right.
obviously everybody's taking this very, very seriously.
Right.
But you are lucky enough to have me to make your last meal for you. So, what are you eating?
Okay, so for anyone watching this that doesn't know who I am, where I'm from Guam, which is a small island in the Pacific. And it's very close to like the Philippines, Japan, and like Papua New Guinea, that area of Oceania. And on Guam, we have a lot of like really, I want to say like spicy and sour and savory dishes that are a staple. So one of the things that I would have for my meal would be like the side, basically. It's what we call red rice. It's a pretty simple dish. It's just white rice, but it's cooked with bacon fat and chopped onions and a little bit of vinegar. And also the water that you're cooking the rice in is made with achoti seed, which is actually, you can find it if you go to like any Asian market usually, or any kind of like international market. Has these little.
I've got one of those in Nottingham, so I should be good.
Yeah, so it's called achoti, and I'll send you the recipe for these because you don't get totally lost. But it is actually like a Spanish seed, and what you do is you put the achoti in water and you soak it. I think for like a couple hours. You can speed it up a little bit, and you take that water that is now like orange, and you put it and you make the rice with it. So the rice turns out a bright orange.
Oh wow!
And we call it red rice. Yeah, and it's very savory and it's really delicious. And then with that, we serve it with like a marinade that's called Finadene, which is basically it's soy sauce, a little bit of soy sauce and vinegar, and the local buni peppers from Guam are sliced up into it, and they're a lot like Thai chili peppers. So you can just replace it with Thai chili peppers. It's pretty much the same thing. And then, so it's vinegar, soy sauce, sliced up chili peppers, and sliced green onions. And you just like kind of mix that all around. And you can like sprinkle a little bit of lemon in there too. It's good. And then you kind of like put that over the rice. Okay. So it's like this really like flavorful, like super savory dish.
It sounds really bright, like really sort of,
Yeah, so those are the two, that would be like the side. And then the main course would be my brother's chicken estofado recipe, which is basically chicken adobo, which have you ever had that?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever had it.
Well, chicken adobo, it's another like vinegar-based recipe, vinegar and soy sauce. But it's like you take, I have the recipe because I asked him for it, especially for you. So you're getting the Imler family recipe because he makes it every time he comes over for like, you know, holidays and stuff like that. We're like, Chris, you got to make the estofao. So what it is, it's just like, it's just pan-made chicken breast.
Yep.
And you make it with like vinegar and soy sauce and bay leaves and sauteed onions. And then you like kind of flip it over in the pan and cook it for like 25 minutes or so on each side. And it turns out really savory. The chicken just usually like falls off the bone. It's so good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that would be like my death row meal.
Right, that's brilliant. So I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna have a crack at making that.
Okay, cool.
I'll give you a call back when it's done. Have it all laid out in front of me, and then we'll have a little. Well, I'll taste it, and you can kind of guide me through it as I eat it.
Cool.
And yeah, we'll go from there.
All right, cool. Peace out.
All right, thanks a lot, Rara, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is the Finadene, which is a lovely little side that goes with the rice and the chicken, which is nice and spicy and oniony and stuff. So, first thing we're going to do for the 10 billionth time, maybe slight little bit of hyperbole there. Hyperbole. Hyperbole? Hyperbole sounds better. It sounds like a sporting event. So, we're going to dice one large onion. We don't want like the whole thing. We probably want about half, maybe a little bit more than half of it. Okay, dice one large onion, and then we're going to dice, I don't know, 3 or 4 green onions. Just going to take the ends off because they're a little bit wilted. Now let's chop these guys up. We need a bowl. We'll put all of this in our bowl. I think that's about enough. So, about that much. We're not going to go crazy. We also need some chopped chilies. Now, I'm going to do 1 big jalapeno. And because I quite like this spicy, we're going to throw a habanero in there as well. I'm not going to de-seed these either because I really want that heat. And it's just like a dressing, so you're not going to like eat the whole thing. That's habanero. That's looking really nice and bright. Next we're going to do half a cup of white wine vinegar. And about 1/4 cup of light soy sauce. So just shy of 1/4 cup. Love that smell. And then I'm just going to give that a little stir together with that tiny whisk. Any watchers of Binging with Babish, any watchers of Binging with, fuck's sake, any watchers of Binging with Babish will get this reference. And there you go. An amazing, just light, bright, oops, don't knock the light over. Really nice, light and bright little sauce to put over our rice. Now, if I had any sense, I would have made this about a day before, or even 2 days before, because it gets better with time. The flavors all meld together, the chilies make all the soy sauce and the vinegar hotter, and it kind of melds together better. So if you're going to make this, make it the day before. So So the good thing about filming on your own is that you've got nobody else watching shit to see if you're actually filming or not. I've just filmed myself starting off making the red rice, but what I didn't realise is that I hadn't actually pressed the fucking record button. What I'd actually done is taken this photograph. Amazing, right? So, I did get a bit of footage on here, which I'm going to use, which I should probably stop recording now. So, just to explain what I've just done, I've put 2.5 cups of water in here. I have then used these guys, which are called achote seeds. Now, these are a very perfumey, very bitter, also kind of sweet little seed that you use to flavour your water with before you add your rice. But what you need to do is what I didn't do when I tried this for the first time, is you sieve your achote seeds off before you add your rice, because you don't want to eat these. What these do is these make you shit water, or that's at least what they do to me. So don't eat these. They taste like shit if you actually eat them. They taste amazing if you use them to flavour the water like you're supposed to do, but don't eat them. Use for flavour, don't eat. Use for flavour, don't eat. Use for flavour, don't eat. Okay? Now, as you can see in here, we are currently steeping our achote seeds. Hang on, let me take you in for a better look. Just in boiling water, nothing else. And we're going to do that for about 10-15 minutes until the red has diffused nicely into the water and all the flavours and stuff have come through. Once that's done, we're going to sieve them out, throw our rice in, cook our rice, and that's how you make red rice. It's actually more orangey, but it looks amazing. It really, really looks good. Okay, so first thing we need to do is just to strain our water from our achote seeds, throw it back in the pot, and then we can start cooking our rice. Another cup in there. Get that back up to a simmer, and we're going to throw 2 cups of long grain rice into that guy. Let's do 1, 2, and a little extra. Good luck. Let's throw a couple of teaspoons of salt in there, and also a tablespoon of olive oil. What that does is, as the rice cooks and the water evaporates, gets soaked into the rice, that then coats the rice at the end and gives you a nice kind of shiny, bright, it just basically makes the rice loads better. So. And we are going to need some chicken. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this is just to get a whole chicken, break it down, and then use that. But I have some drumsticks and some thighs, so we're going to do like 3 of each. So the first thing we're going to do with our chicken is we're just going to brown it. So we're going to throw some olive oil in our pan. And we're going to let that start coming up to temperature till it starts glistening, almost to the point where it starts smoking. And then we're going to throw our chicken in and we're going to brown that. Okay, so let's get our chicken. Let's just throw a little bit of salt on our chicken skins. That helps the moisture come out, makes it nice and easy to brown. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and let's do 4. Do 4 of those. And then same again with these. Bit of salt. And let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's start getting our sauce together. I like, so this is going to be our like base that's going to go in with the chicken, that it's then going to braise in while it cooks. So this is just to put a bit of colour on the chicken, and then we'll add our sauce in, and then it'll cook in that for about half an hour. So let's start knocking that together. So we need a full cup of light soy sauce, full cup of white wine vinegar. Right, let's have a look at our chicken. There we go. As you can see, let's get some nice browning. On the chicken. Okay, I'm going to move all of that chicken over to one side, where it's going to continue to brown on the other side, like so. And then we're going to throw in all of our onions. And give that another little squirt of oil just to help those onions along. A bit more salt just to bring out the water of the onions. We're also going to get ourselves some garlic, and we're going to pop those open. Get my garlic press. We're just going to make a little bit of room in the middle of the onions, so that the garlic goes straight onto the pan. Make sure you grunt heavily whenever you do any kind of physical exertion. Okay. As soon as your onions will start getting nice and jammy, like that, we're going to pour in our soy sauce and vinegar mixture. And then we're going to move everything around. Load of black pepper. Some garlic granules, just to up that garlic flavour a little bit. And we're going to throw in let's throw in like 3 bay leaves as well. The mythical power of the bay leaf. Make sure our bay leaves are down in the sauce. Turn this down to low, medium low. Stick a lid on it. And we're going to forget about that for about half an hour. Let's just try our rice. Look at that colour. Beautiful. I'm going to tidy up and leave this for half an hour. I'm going to be back to plate this up, and then we'll go over to Rara and see what she thinks. Be back in a sec. Last time we spoke, you challenged me to make adobo chicken with red rice and Finadene sauce.
Yeah, Finadene. That's how you pronounce it. You did good.
It sounds almost Italian. Finadene.
Yeah, almost, but it's like the least Italian recipe.
It's so far away from Italian. Yeah, right. So if you're okay to sit pretty there for 2 seconds,
sure.
I'm gonna go do a little piece to camera and then plate up, and then I will be right back. But
Cool.
you'll see my fat ass wobbling around in the kitchen behind me. So.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, everything's ready. I've got Rara on camera over there behind you. You can't see her, but I can. Hi, Rara. So we're gonna get this plated up. So first thing we're gonna do is get some of this beautiful red rice, and we're gonna make a nice mountain of that in the middle of the plate. Perfect. We're gonna grab some of these beautiful chicken thighs and legs. Looks good. I'm gonna stick a little bit of green onion on there just for a little bit of colour. Let's bring the Finadene over so you can see that. And that's it. Knife and fork would help. Okay.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Okay. So it looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
I can like smell it through the screen.
I swear to God, I've never tasted anything like this that's just got so much like umami that comes through, like that's so deep, unctuous, like.
It's not for the faint of heart at all. It's full flavor all the way through, but that's how we do it on Guam, you know. Everything's got to be just packed with flavor.
So tafinyotso, which I think is Guamian for bon appetit.
So the proper terminology would be chamorro. Chamorro food. So it's confusing because Guam is the name of the island, but chamorro is the name of the indigenous people and the cuisine. So it'd be like chamorro food. But yeah, but you got it. And nobody would know that unless you knew somebody from Guam. So
yeah,
little lesson there.
All right, let's try this. So let's get some of that rice on here. Some of the Finadene. It's just so good. It's just that, like, just the sort of salty, umami, sour, just everything comes through so balanced. Like,
yeah, and like the thing that really sets the Finadene apart as far as like a dish, it's good with habanero, but like it's best with the those little tiny little chili peppers that are like the Thai style chili peppers. If you want if you wanted that to be like the most authentic, but it's good with pretty much any kind of like smaller red pepper. But that's what really sets it apart, because that little boonie pepper, as we call it in slang, it really does have just like a very distinct kind of tartness, where it doesn't, like, the flavor doesn't just get absorbed into the spice. It actually is, you know, accentuated by it. So so we use that on everything.
And another thing that I mean, you'll have to actually go back and watch how I made this, you know, when it's...
Yeah, I definitely will.
When it's done, but if I had done this properly, I would have loved to have made the Finadene maybe like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Let it sit and let it all just absorb, and, you know...
But it's a good marinade too, so you can save all that for if you don't want to use all that sauce, you just marinate something in it.
I didn't marinate the chicken because it's a, you know, I'd like to do like a good 24-hour marinade if I was going to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not that organized, so, but I mean, this is absolutely amazing, and I just wanted to thank you as well, because I would have never come across this ever.
Well, you're very welcome. That is one thing about Chamorro culture, is we love to share food. We have a very rich tradition of sharing food and gathering for meals. And the thing about like Chamorro cuisine is you always make more than enough so that people can get seconds, because it's so good.
I have absolutely done that.
Yeah, that's like a very one thing I did notice about like American like cuisine at home is they really only do like certain portions, where on Guam it's just we just make a big pot of something and we just like it's for everybody and it's for the next day too. So
that's what I sort of noticed with all the recipes. Like all the recipes were just like, yeah, just a bucket of this and a bucket of that.
Yeah, it's like it's like fiesta level you know, ingredients. So yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, you just do a shitload of rice, shitload of soy sauce, shitload of chicken. You'll figure out the portions later. It's really like what matters is that you're, you know, like a lot of good home cooked meals is that the love is going into it and the attention to details.
Well, look, Rara, my Guamian goddess, thank you very much for coming on the show. This was absolutely amazing. Another Fat Guys Just Cooked. I'll see you guys later, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.
Hello. Right, so I'm tagging this on at the end because, for one, I forgot to say like, comment, and subscribe. And also, I didn't plug any of Rara's shit at all, which is ridiculous. And I've just gone back through all the footage to try and find out if I accidentally cut it or not, and I can't find it anywhere. So go check out Rara's Twitter. Also, go check out her podcast called The Hot Girl Agenda. All the links are down in the description. And add her on Facebook, Twitter, all the other fucking social media bollocks. So yeah, do all of that. If you're still here watching this, I appreciate it, because people who stick around to the end of the videos really fucking, you know, get those YouTube analytics fucking going. So thank you very much. But yeah, that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, Twitter, Facebook, stuff. Love you guys. Bye.